And here it is, the Dassault Rafale C. Now, the speed bleeding off, and the digital fly-by-wire controls really coming into play as we see the aircraft at the slow speed pass in from the left. Final pass. Just listen now how that sound has decreased.
Here they come, the 2026 Royal Air Force Aerobatic Team, the Red Arrows. As the team heads skyward, you'll see them change formation into 7 Arrows. Reaching the top of the loop on this beautiful day, they're approximately a mile high, nearly 6,000 feet. Slowing to 120 miles an hour, they'll get their first chance to look back at all of us watching. Keep watching with the colour changes as they come around to the right. Rewarding but also demanding. None of us can do our jobs effectively without our families, friends and loved ones. This hard to recognise their dedication and thank you for their continued support. Provides an awesome spectacle to finish the show.
Oh, there they are. There they are.
On behalf of myself, the Red Arrows and the Royal Air Force, we hope you enjoyed the show and we'd like to thank you for coming out today, supporting these events and appreciating how amazing aviation is. We always love seeing your pictures, so please do link us in anything you put on social media using the hashtag Red Arrows. As the team accelerate down towards us, please put your hands together and make some noise for the 2026 Red Arrows.
Yeah, every stuff. Oh my days.
Painted to mark the 25th anniversary of the Globemaster in RAF service.
And here we go, it's coming in! Get your camera pointed to the skies and get those pictures going! And a massive cheer to the superb display from the 2026 Royal Air Force Falcon Paratroopers Play Team! The RAF Falcons are online, so please do follow us or contact us. We'd love to see your photos and videos of the team today, and hope you share them with us on Instagram at RAF Falcons, and the same on Facebook. Thank you very much.
Variants in its inventory over the years. They've still got some of the older H models now with 424 Transport and Rescue Squadron, but 436 Transport coming in for its performance.
What do you say, that's about 1,000?
Yeah.
That's nice.
the late 60s, the Canadian Armed Forces were unified. It's since been separated off again as an independent air arm with all of that.
As the rear crew marshal the aircraft precisely and efficiently into position over the interlock. This process requires trust, skill, and years of experience to perfect, as well as the ability to count backwards from 10, a high-functioning skill for a Chinook crewman. With the external loads now gone, the crew land on to release an internally loaded support equipment. On top of its impressive external loading capability, the Chinook's tandem rotor design gives it a large internal loading area. The Chinook's cabin can carry side-by-side whirly clears the outside with a high-performance takeoff, building speed as quickly as possible to minimize the threat of enemy fire. The Chinook's two powerful Honeywell engines and tandem rotor design enable it to climb or accelerate very quickly to a maximum speed of 160 knots or 185. Chinook must be blown dynamically and aggressively very close to the ground, so mastering coordinated maneuvers like this is vital to developing the skills required to maintain control of the aircraft in a threat environment. Now let's do some drone stamps with a 360-degree turn. The agility and power of the Chinook make it a real pleasure to fly and enable it to perform well in high temperature or high altitude conditions and to carry heavier protective kit. Now Worm brings those weapons to bear in a dog-bone profile. As the starboard gun reaches the end of its weapons arc, he brings the M60 on the ramp to bear on the target. As the 40 gun runs out of its arm, the M60 is put back on target. A veteran of the Vietnam War, the M60 makes up for its slower rate of fire with solid dependability. Rapidly and with deadly accuracy is what makes 7 Power lethal, survivable and ready for the modern battlefield. Once complete, they'll hook the gun to the fin scour and egress the threat area molto pronto. Meanwhile, Whirly extends to crown right for another wing over for a nose-down quick stop, bringing the aircraft to a halt from cruising speed in just a few seconds with the helicopter equivalent of a handbrake turn. Whirly forces from a 6 to commence acceleration before flicking the aircraft around the nose, preventing the flat side of the fuselage to the airplane and slowing the aircraft much more quickly. 4 years of flying training arrived on 18th quarters in 2024. In just a year, Cabin is already qualified to fly the Chinook from the harsh heat of the desert to the unclean cold of the Arctic Circle and has already deployed on operations in the Pacific. An impressive achievement for a man with such impressively large hands. Please shield up and give Cammy a big wave. For better or for worse, he can see. Because the awesome power of the Chinook to crew of other helicopter types. All of those aircraft are sadly now out of service, but the mighty Chinook continues to get the job done. Having climbed safely, if flamboyantly, out of the range of small arms fire, Whirly will bring the aircraft back down to crowd centre with a tactical descent. Maneuvers the aircraft in the descent to make himself a more difficult target. For real, this would involve numerous changes of direction at high angles of bank and can be a handful to control in hot or high conditions. Safely back at low level, Whirly prepared to reposition the aircraft once more for a running landing. Supporting Chinook operations, both at air shows and at war, is an expert car flight and escape the threat area on the one remaining engine. But slowing the aircraft down to a hover requires a lot of power, so crews train to land on the arc wheels at speed like a fixed-wing aeroplane, conserving energy to get the aircraft safely onto the ground when engine output is limited. Whirly conserves airspeed for as long as it can, flaring the aircraft to push it onto the ground at a maximum speed of 60 knots or 70 miles per hour. A useful capability when space for parking is tight or when the aircraft's downwash threatens nearby vehicles or equipment. But mostly, we like to do it because we can. Much like reversing a car, the aircraft gets increasingly tricky as speed builds, so smooth, calm handling is required to do this safely and efficiently. Absolutely thrilled to show off the aircraft to you today, as have all of us from the Chinook Force, JHSS, and Turkey Power. Now to prepare to transition over the shoulders, absolutely brilliant, and we have been the 2026 RAF Chinook Roll Demonstration Team.
In Turner, and also a big shout out to our communications team here from NSR, Johnny, Brad and Jamie. So when you do leave the airfield, clearly we think about 60,000 people in. It's going to take some time to get you away, so if you can, just gently wander back towards your car, maybe stop here, maybe stop there, find your basic, just a little bit, and that will help. You know, departing, we've now got the Army Air Force contribution to today's programme, a Wildcat with 2 Apaches. To go and hold and to their part in the programme. There's an extra 1 item, and then we'll be on with the aerobatic display and this section.
And to get some photos on that.
Yeah, Phil, you see the first move display, even 3, just way over. The aircraft 45 degrees nose up, all rolled 90 degrees back to back, and turn the outside. Now, ladies and gentlemen, statutory, the new manoeuvres for this year. E1, and E2 from the most complicated profile display. Lyric, roll 90 degrees out to the back. Come now as high as to return the aircraft. Back to the 3 degrees. That means we look to return far rapidly, as quickly as possible towards the mid-flight at every threat. Heading over to you right now, he was 1 and 2. That's their final 2 70-degree bearing wing over. And interestingly, this is now where the formation will split 3 individual aircraft, with Eagle 2 exiting the wing over early, passing in front of Eagle 3's lane. Adding new complexities to the display. Wildcat, an agile helicopter, has got to 78 miles an hour, the range of circling 50 nautical miles. Roll helicopter, and go today. Please put your hands together.
back of my head. Thank you very much.
Green. With service comes sacrifice. It always has, it always will. Crossing break. The Royal Navy Black Caps.
And engineers at work. The team is made up of volunteers. He's also served and demonstrated Far East and High North with a variety of firing vessels with A-15 Naval Air Squadron.
Approaches. So keep your cameras and your eyes to the skies and stand by. This is their bust and jump. They want to put on a spectacle for you today. So I hope you're prepared with your cameras, and don't forget to tag the RAF Falcons on social media and send us any photos and videos. And there they go! The 2026 Royal Air Force Falcons display team! The red smoke trailing from their legs is created by smoke canisters attached to their boots, which were activated. For 2026, the team have been working on the dynamic routine over the winter months and hope to enjoy the visual spectacle as much as the Falcons enjoy flying it. They've built the snake formation by turning 180 degrees back up the jump direction. As you can see, they're very close to each other, guys, which takes a lot of concentration and manoeuvrability skill. They practice and practice and practice to put on these displays for you today. So we hope that you enjoy it. Look at them go! As they're approaching the drop zone, make sure that you're cheering for them because they can't hear you, believe it or not, for our communications. They're following into the sabre chase now, so this is a quite tight formation, and as they come closer to the ground they'll split into something called ducks, which is two different sabre chases, which will go left and right onto the green and orange left and right indicators, like I said before. As they come closer to the ground they can't hear you, so again, please give it up and big cheers for the RAF Falcons! As they come into the drop zone, the first is Flight Sergeant Mark Clayton, Sergeant Marcus Shields, Sergeant Matt Hyam, who Jeffrey the Giraffe is flying in with. We haven't quite finished just yet, as the team will be completing their lineup and official salute today. They'll quickly remove their equipment as their helmets and goggles come off and their parachutes are gathered in. Official salute. Like I said, once the berets are on, they'll assign to the DZS, so all drills have been completed, and then he will call for the team to line up, and then OC Falcons will call them to the attention position. manoeuvre the Hammerhead. Flight Lieutenant Kamalo was born and raised in Cwmbran, South Wales, and started his flying career as a commander 45 miles. As he runs towards us, he'll complete another quarter kilometre to reach the distance back along to the ground line. During his 30-year career, he's amassed over 5,000 flying hours on 10 different aircraft types. On rollout here, Rich will complete a wing-over, combine pitching and rolling manoeuvre for fast which will exit, correction, enter a wing-over. Arguably one of the most unique parts of this display compared to others that you'll see today is that if you are aged between 13 and... I would officially like to take this moment to say a massive thank you to our sponsors. Our appreciation goes to the Royal Air Force Benevolent Fund, Babcock International, Runway 25 and Squadron Prince. Why not visit their tents here today? Very much until you're getting close to the store. So that's changed when we moved on to the summer. Originally decided to dispose of because it was the engine pressure on. But such was the engineering on the Viper, I seem to remember, of a few years ago. Started around that time getting very into flying classic with the jet pit.
We've seen this in Blackpool. Have you? It's the one with a propeller and 2 jets. And he switches from...
Another hovering aircraft today, but I think substantially. And we'll see that incredible power to weight ratio demonstrated throughout this.
Win and his display for many years at Cosford, that was absolutely another level. Confess, I took the opportunity to jump out of the commentary box to get the full effect, and my word, the sound.
What a beautiful debut display from Brad Leslie kept with the... I think everyone involved, his instructors, Gandhi especially, I think I can probably see his smile from here. That was something. And they are now departing away to your left-hand side. Certainly a day of contrast. We go from glider to typhoon, and then back to glider departing, and we're going to keep the variety coming with the next item.
anti-aircraft gunfire coming up. But early on in the war, aircraft weren't armed at all. Originally, aircraft were used to take photos of the enemy lines to try and see where troops could be moved on. But very quickly, it was decided that something had to be done to stop each other. Weapons ranged from pistols to rifles to hand grenades until we finally reached machine guns. At night, these had to trust them against machine guns, artillery fire and combat conditions. We had no choice but to ride it out. These aircraft were very much the case of fight or die.
Named Sally B.
So now if you look in front, you can see take those second yeah, and the split was and of course the thing about now this display is going to work very well here at Cosford for reasons that will become clear very quickly. And straight away I think the first thing to say is you can see the quite short stubby windrows to be dropped from the removable rear fuselage. There's a sort of hog type arrangement on the rear fuselage. In fact, there's a hog over in front, so it's very dropped. It also puts the tail
surfaces in the propeller wall, high altitude, down to full arm fire range. Training with these sorts of ability. Bypass, banking 90 degrees one way, 90 degrees the other.
The idea being that instead of a nice 3 degree slope down to land, you basically get above the airfield, dive straight down onto the runway and stop.
A really, really historic one in terms of its association with these.
Good afternoon, Cosford. So the Mach has been a popular fixture on the Airshow circuit since 2001 when they're known as the Lutz pair. In 2004, the team was given more support from the Royal Navy and now Leonardo helicopters and adopted the name of the Black Caps. If you look at the skies, approaching the ground centre at one.
The RAF first aircraft to be on the 1st of June 1940, a section of 3 Mach 1 Ansons like this.
The first Messerschmitt 109 and on the initial the initial production run used Rolls-Royce offshore engines. So the original Messerschmitt started with a Rolls-Royce engine.
In many ways, the Battle of Britain film kick-started what we now call the Warbirds movement, with many Spitfires.